Okay. Andrea, we are live on Facebook. Welcome to this week's edition of Wednesday Win. I am joined with Andrea Berquist today. Andrea, thank you so much for joining me. I'm so excited to talk to you about the past 4 months in our community. So welcome.
Well,
Welcome.
thank you. I'm so enthused to be here.
Awesome. So tell me a little bit about where you were before you joined us.
I was a hot mess before I joined us. um, I was, I have studied, things like law of attraction. I've got a library of personal help books. I've taken this course and that course, and so I do have been working on me for a very, very long time. And I guess I just keep saying I'm a work in progress because I'll never be done working on me, you know? So, but I found Danielle through New York Life. That's who I work for. And it was through a women's event that she was introduced. And at the time I was so new that I thought, oh, I just can't swing this right now. So it was kind of a hard pass. And I just knew deep down though, I really resonated with her. And I just knew that if it was meant to be, it would circle back somehow. And then that's when Prosperous You came into my life. And the rest is kind of history as far as how I came about joining.
Yeah. Let's talk about that. And I really want to talk about your journey into our community because it was a bit of a different journey, which we don't necessarily always talk about. But you did the Money Manifester program first.
Yes.
From my understanding, you didn't have the money, but you wanted to do this. And it was
Absolutely.
yeah. Tell me a little bit about that experience.
Well, the experience was just, saying yes. That was the big hurdle. Knowing what I wanted and having the courage to just say, yes, I'm doing this. I don't know how, but I'm going to do this. And so I did the Money Manifester, and it was, it wasn't a consistent pace for me. It was an up and down, sideways, every which way, but nothing consistent. But the money always kept showing up. It was just the coolest process. One of the most frustrating processes too, because, it wasn't consistent, So, but like I said, the money always kept showing up, just much like I shared with you earlier that I had an unexpected deposit into my account today. And that was just like, I just get so excited now. It's just so overwhelming with excitement,
That's awesome. That's awesome. So tell me a little bit about when you said yes to Thinking and Results and starting in that program.
Well, when I said yes, I kind of started it off slow to begin with. I should have started it maybe just a little bit on a later note, but it all worked out perfectly anyway. But I had knee surgery, so I was kind of not in the mental headspace for 2-3 weeks after joining. But I just remember wanting to dive into the material because I was so excited. It's just like a whole new world just opened up to me. And being part of Success Society has been absolutely amazing because it's an amazing community of support and like-minded people. And but I dove into the work and found some things out about myself that I probably would have never discovered. And I think the wanting to fix all the things all at the same time is probably pretty normal. So when you have to really just pick and choose one or two things to really work on throughout the course, that was a tough thing to decide for me. So, but I made that decision and just kept going with it week after week. And so it's been a pretty amazing process of self-discovery.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, you touched on at the beginning, and I was the exact same way, and I know a lot of people in our community are the same way, where we read all the books and where we went to all the things. And for you, what made thinking into results different?
Um, I think just inching through it. Um, you have a map, a guided map system on how to go through the process, so it's more than just reading a couple of books. There's training involved in each lesson that you're learning. So, and the beautiful part of it is you're going at your own pace, so if you're watching one of the videos, you can stop and start them. So if something's really tugging at you, that's really speaking to you in that moment, you can really slow it down and process it so that whatever it is that you're pulling from it, you're really getting it. It's not just, hurry up and do it and on to the next thing. You have the time flexibility to go through it, second by second, if that's what's needed, and the study group too plays a big part in what you're learning in each lesson. And that community of like-minded people is just as special. The the vulnerability that's there in sharing is just, I can't put into words what that's like.
Yeah, I just I feel the exact same way. That's so beautiful. So what are some of the biggest things that have happened in your life over the past 4 short months? Because really, I know a lot has changed in 4 months, but it's been quite a journey. So tell me a little bit about a few things that really stand out to you.
Well, one of the biggest things for me was just physically utilizing visualization for my recovery and my surgery. First and foremost, that played a huge part in how well I recovered, and just the mental roller coaster of recovery is quite unique too. So that was the biggest thing for me in the beginning. But then as I started working on those one or two things that I wanted to discover more about myself and really delve into, it's like peeling those layers, onion layers one at a time, is I've had a deep desire to write a book. And I actually had started a long time ago. And honestly, I don't know why I didn't continue with it, but it just fell by the wayside. So I have picked that up and have continued that journey of writing, and am looking forward to the day that I am published. And I decided through this process to keep doing that one book project that I was working on, simply because I just wanted to get my feet wet, get the process learned. And I thought, well, what better way to do that than through a children's book of some sort? But my deep-seated desire is to take my own story and somehow put that into a published piece. So stay tuned.
Can't wait to read it. Oh,
I can't wait to write it.
Oh, it's going to be so good. Thank you so much for sharing. Now, what would be your, your advice to people? We have so many people in this community who, they're here for a reason. They resonate with Danielle. They resonate with the lessons, the master classes. They want to do this, but there's, for a lot of people, it is the money standing in their way. What is your advice for those people?
Um, just do it. I know that on this side of that decision, it's probably sounds easier said than done, but I was there on that fence just a few short months ago. And I just decided that I was worth it. And I always have had the belief that if it's meant to be, it'll be, and everything just falls into place. Excuse me. And everything did fall into place. May not have been the smoothest for me, but that's okay. I still made it, and I was able to pay for TIR, and I will never regret that decision. I would regret not doing it, and all that I have gained from the program. Yeah.
I am so happy you said yes, and that we were able to connect through this community, and that I was able to talk to you today, and you share a little bit about your journey. And the beautiful thing about this community is, Andrea's graduating this month, but she has lifelong friends through this work and through this community, and she knows she's always going to be supported here. So it really is something special. I agree with you on that too.
Yeah, it's been wonderful.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining me. Thank you for everyone who watched live or watched the replay. And we will see you back next week. Thanks again, Andrea.
Thank you.